Good afternoon, everybody. I hope God is blessing you in your part of the world, and I hope you're having a blessed day. I want to talk to you guys about a little something. I had a discussion with this guy in regards to nationality. I don't even like to say race. I like to say nationality, and it comes to the Bible. And I think it's very intriguing how triggered people get when you bring up the gospel, when you bring up the Bible, and you just convey that there were black people in the Bible, or so-called black people, because we know black is not a black is not a way to describe a race or a nation of people in which who we are. But you get people, they get triggered, they get angry, they get frustrated, they get beside themselves. I was having a conversation of back and forth with this gentleman in regards to nationality in the Bible, and all I was inferring was that there were black people in the Bible at the very least. I'm not even going in on them. I could be like, hey, everybody was black, we're the chosen people, God gave us the gospel. I could be doing all that. I'm not. All I said was, listen, there were black people in the Bible. We can see ourselves in the scriptures, and that's a fact. It's proven. There's images, there's scriptures that can prove that. At the very least, I'm not here saying that only black people are going to be saved. I'm not here to saying that white people aren't going to be saved. All the Asians, Japanese, Chinese people are going to be saved. Everybody's going to be saved. But at the very least, when you talk about an ancient Bible, we're talking about the gospel, which is ancient, we're talking about an ancient people, and that is us. We can see ourselves in that Bible. So many years, so many times, when people describe the Bible and the gospel, they put everybody else in it except for black folks. And then when we start reading, researching, and having an understanding of the Bible and of salvation and of the gospel and who is it meant for, and which is everybody, but also that there was a heritage, there were a people that were in the Bible who were given the gospel to spread throughout all nations. It was us. So people get upset, they start labeling, they start saying, oh, you're bitter. They want to say, what does this guy say? They say, oh yeah, you're bitter, you're angry, you're frustrated, all because all I said was, sir, ma'am, we are in the gospel. Black people had a major part in the gospel, and that's the truth. It could be proven. But see, instead of having a conversation, comparing notes, this is what he wants to do. He wants to say, oh, you're bitter, and then walk away. See, nothing gets done until the conversation is had. This conversation needs to be had. It has to be had. For us to get anywhere, for people to get an understanding of why black people are going out of their way, or why black people are mentioning nationality and race, is because we've been excluded from it. We've been excluded from it. We've been told that our history started with slavery, and it was nothing before that. When we, back in the 60s and the 50s and the 60s, we were a holy people. We were a holy people after God's own heart, and we have to get back to that. So, in my opinion, and which can be proven, are we the chosen people? Are we Hebrew Israelites? Yes. Through culture and heritage, yes. But we have a bigger mission, and that's to bring salvation to all the nations. Okay? Both can be true at the same time. But I just think it's frustrating because when other nationalities took the gospel and took the Bible and inserted themselves into the Bible and excluded everybody else, nobody batted an eye. The European, the Russians and the Europeans put themselves in the Bible, put their images in the Bible, and everybody took it and said, that's true. But as soon as your melanated self or my melanated self comes along and says, hey, well, that's not true, and here's the facts. Oh, you're being hateful. Race doesn't matter. nationality doesn't matter. We're all one in Christ. Were we all one in Christ when the gospel and the Bible was hijacked and painted white? Were we? Where were you guys then? Where were you guys then to say that, hey, your nationality or your race, your culture doesn't matter? We're all one in Christ. It only applies when we speak about it. So stop practicing cognitive dissonance, people. This goes to everybody. Stop practicing cognitive dissonance. If it is true, then what's the problem? If it could be proven, then what's the problem? Well, deep down inside, the problem is people just have an issue with black people. If you go outside of what other people think about you, then it's a problem. It's an issue if you think you more than what other people think you are. And that's unfortunately where we at. And people just they need to deal with that. You know what I mean? And I'm not here saying that, you know, as a black person you should be going around with your head high, chest poked out, prideful. That's wrong too. But to sit up here and deny the history of the Bible and where it took place and say that black people weren't a part of it is absolutely crazy. We were a significant part of the Bible, because check this out. How could Jesus Christ go hide in Egypt and mingle amongst the Egyptians and nobody could bat an eye? If he was Mediterranean, if he was Ashkenazi Jewish, if he was Arab, how could he? Because Ham is black. He's the progenitor of the dark races, Ham. And the Canaanites came from Ham, which are dark people. So how could Jesus Christ blend in with the Egyptians and nobody would be, and he'll be able to blend in and nobody would be able to tell him apart if he wasn't melanated, if he wasn't black? So, you know, people want to say, they want to dismiss you when you bring nationality into it. Now, is it the most important thing? No, it's not. Salvation is the most important. But it is important that we speak about it, because lies have prevailed. Okay, people have told lies and gotten away with it and continue to get away with it. But you don't charge them. As soon as a black person comes along and says, hey, this is what it is, and here's the research, and here's what I found, oh, that's rubbish, that's garbage. You can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. You gotta be able to open your minds and stop being so narrow-minded, or admit the fact that instead of us being race baiters, instead of us being racist, you're the racist one. But that's all I got for today. I'm about to go in here and get my day started. God bless y'all. Please like, share, and comment. And you guys have a blessed day. Let's have conversations. Let's be able to talk and have open-ended conversations, and not label something and then walk away, because nobody learns anything. I don't learn anything. You don't learn anything. So let's just have conversations and let's all be blessed.